Hey everybody, Ryan here at eTrailer. Today on our 2018 Volkswagen GTI, we're going to be taking a look at the Kuat Sherpa 2.0 2-bike platform rack. So today on our Volkswagen, we have the pearl white version, but it's also available in black as well as gray. So after having the rack on the back of the GTI, I really like it for a few different reasons. One of the big ones being that we're still going to be able to have full hatch access even when we have a couple of bikes loaded up back here. To do that, there's going to be a lever here. Push down on it. Can lower the bikes down. And we're going to have enough room to open up our hatch and get anything we might need in and out of the back. And once you got your gear that you need out of the hatch, the rack just pushes back up and locks into place. Now this rack can work with all different types of bikes, but more importantly, those of you that have carbon fiber bikes. And that's because we're not going to have any frame contact at all. The back tire is going to sit in a wheel cradle, and it's going to have a locking strap that holds it in place. And the front tire, we're going to have a frame hook. So that's going to primarily keep our bike secure, and we don't have to worry about damaging our expensive carbon fiber bike by connecting anything to the frame. At the very bottom, they also recommend you use the included safety strap, so that just loops around. With that being said, let's go ahead and take our bike off. That way we can have a better look at the rack itself. So I'll get rid of the strap. It's just a hook and loop strap. What I like to do is start with the back tire first. So the way it works is push down on the tab, swing the strap up and out of the way. And you want to be sure to have a firm grip on your bike, because once we loosen up this wheel hook, there's going to be nothing supporting it, and you don't want it to fall into your car. So there's a button here. Push in on that button. You can lift up on the wheel hook, tilt it down out of the way, and grab our bike and set it off to the side. Now whenever you're done using the rack, I do suggest you just put those straps back, click it into place, close up your cover, and fold your arm back. Now one thing that's pretty neat is it's going to come included with a lock. So there's a cable that goes into here, and you'd wrap it around the frame of your bikes. That way whenever you stop on the way to the trails to get a drink or a bite to eat, you're not going to have to constantly be looking outside the window at the parking lot, making sure that no one runs off with your bikes. I also like how the rack actually comes up a little ways. That's really important, especially on these low cars like the GTI. It's going to give us that extra ground clearance that we could always use. With the bottom of it being right here, I don't see it giving us any issues at all when we're going over speed bumps or going up big hills. Now, even though the Golf is a relatively short car, the rack is going to extend the overall length of it. And if you measure exactly how much, just to see from the bumper here to the very edge, looks like it's going to be right at 33 inches. So unless you have a really small garage, really don't see it giving you any issues in this position. If it does, and you need to free up some space, this can be stored in the upright position. Come here to this lever, push it down, and flip it up. In this position, it does free up quite a bit of space actually. It looks like this piece here is going to be our furthest point, so that's where I'll measure to. From the bumper to it, it's only 14 inches, so definitely shouldn't have any issues getting into your garage or even a tight parking spot. So the rack is going to work with the 1¼ by 1¼ receiver tube openings like we have here today on our Volkswagen. And what's pretty cool too is it's going to come included with this pen as well as a lock. So not only can you lock your bikes to the rack like we talked about earlier, but you can lock your rack to your GTI. It's also going to have this little knob, and once you put it in your hitch and tighten this down, it's going to eliminate all that slop and play in the connection point. And so that's not only going to keep the ride inside a lot more quiet, but a little bit more of a smooth ride for your bikes as well. So to kind of give you an example on how that works, say if you're going down the road, hitting some bumps, you can see the rack is going to move with the Volkswagen and not on its own. So at the end of the day, in my opinion, Kuat goes above and beyond when it comes to craftsmanship and design. It's going to look really stylish on the back of your GTI and should last you for years to come. And that'll finish up our look at of the Kuat Sherpa 2.0 2-bike platform rack on our 2018 Volkswagen GTI.